Dear Sagittarians and Sagittarius risings, welcome. We are together for the monthly horoscope interpretation for July. July is a month for you involving the same financial patterns, the same relationships, and the same fears. It is actually a month where you experience an awakening, saying, I no longer want to continue my life this way. This month, shared finances, debts, loans, matters of privacy, a partner's income, and trust issues are all linked and will be working together. Now, the sun is moving through your 8th house. And this is not an easy house. As I mentioned a moment ago, it is about who we feel loyal to and to what extent. There are shared finances. Yes, it could be inheritance, family, money, or partner's income. But beyond debt and loans, this is a sector with more psychological impacts, crises, and issues of trust. Are you truly with people you can lean on? Do you feel like you are in a safe space? Are you in your current situation out of loyalty, dependency, necessity, or are you there by your own choice? Rosa, it will actually make you question these things. Who do you trust and how much? With whom do you share what and how much? Which bond sets you free and which bond drains you? This is a month that will make you question these. Furthermore, the Mercury retrograde will continue until July 25th, and issues you thought you had closed regarding financial matters from the past may resurface or might have been forgotten. This could be a forgotten tax, a delayed document, or inheritance issue that was not discussed in the past. Perhaps an alimony or a situation related to your partner's money. There is no need to panic here, but it is a time that requires caution. For one thing, signing documents. You should avoid the influence of starting something new. For example, if you are going to take out a bank loan, I recommend you double check everything. Do you really need this? Is it truly necessary to acquire? Can you pay off all your other sides with the money you are borrowing here? Whatever it is you are borrowing for. So if you are going to buy a car or something similar, I suggest you postpone it until the end of July if you can. And then July 14th, a new moon will occur in that same spot time. This could be about closing a debt. It is actually a new moon that tells you not to run away from the things you fear, but that you should learn to manage them. There will always be anxieties, stresses, and fears in our lives, but we cannot manage them by running away. We need to learn how to manage them so that we can move forward knowing they are a part of life and without them causing us stress. On July 6th, there is a challenging aspect. There might be excessive spending between shared finances and emotional responsibilities regarding love or children. Your heart might want something else. Circumstances might be saying something else. You might want to spend money on something your heart desires. Your partner might be saying no to this. Or perhaps your budget might not allow for it. Or there is also such a situation. I also need to say this. If you receive an offer full of extra information like, oh look, if you invest here, great things will happen, I advise you to evaluate it very seriously. There might be things described differently here, but when the events themselves are actually different. By the way, Mars will be moving through your opposite sign, Gemini. I can say that passion will increase in relationships, but arguments will also increase. Meaning some people might be more demanding. Your partner might be a bit more irritable. The attitude of the person in front of you might be a bit faster. They might be more reactive. You might get into ego battles, but you will get tired. I will state this clearly. In this process, with both Gemini and the Mercury retrograde, there is a tiring phase here. So instead of getting into ego wars or power struggles, it will be more important to direct this toward passion and focus on increasing the passion. I advise you to do breathing exercises. Take plenty of deep breaths in. Go out into the fresh air. It will be very good for you. Now, in the meantime, the need for freedom in relationships may increase because around July 4th, Mars and Uranus are conjunct in your relationship zone. You need to be careful against sudden words that might slip out in such relationships. You need to be careful with things you give that are like orders. You need to be careful about things that sound like commands. I mean, if you make a sentence like, but this will be this way, if not, then like that, you might say later, I wish I hadn't said that. It is necessary to stay away from things like ultimatums that push the boundaries of the other party's tolerance. I will state this clearly as well, because sometimes freedom can mean setting boundaries within the relationship. It can be establishing a sweeter routine. It can be bringing things into balance. But pushing forward by saying from now on, it will be this way, will only strain you more. I want to say this. Around July 5th, there might be a beautiful inspiration. You are quite strong in terms of conversation. You might experience realizations. You might also receive support here. Seeking the right things at the right time can allow some issues you thought would never be fixed to soft on. I can state this clearly once and for all. It might be a time for strong decisions regarding relationships, but no matter what decision you make, give yourself some time to implement it. It will be important for you to observe. Afterwards, Venus moves into your 10th house. After July 9th, it is a process that supports beautiful beginnings in your work life and career life, and you are more remarkable. You look more professional. People are paying attention to you. People are noticing you, actually. For one, if you're going to have a talk with your managers or superiors, you can manage these more comfortably. If you are not working, the way people see you might soften a bit, become sweeter. People might notice you. I have to say this here. Now people see you. People are noticing you. Naturally, things that are noticed attract more attention. Now, as you attract attention, yes, you can get nice comments, but you are also open to criticism. You have to think of all these as a package deal. When you look at artists and so on, because they open their lives to us, just as there are many who like and support them, there are also many who criticize them. When you achieve remarkable success in your life, you may also receive different opinions here. These are actually not things that concern you anyway. It will be important to move forward with the thought that this happens to everyone. Between July 11th and 13th, similar developments may occur in areas of career, family, and also relationships. For instance, a work issue might slightly affect or trigger the family line. It may increase the social balance. I hope you cannot hear this noise. By the way, there is a sound coming from the background. I am continuing, hoping that it hasn't reached you. Around July 13, there is a harsh angle here. I can say that. There may be unexpected developments regarding partnerships, or there could be unexpected developments regarding your relationship. In both relationships and partnerships, sleep on it for a night before making a sudden decision. I am telling you this clearly. Making a sudden decision here could create regret later. Yes, swords may be drawn, things may escalate into a stamp, but I am continuing by saying that this is not the right time to make sudden decisions. When we come to the last week of July, the topic for you is a bit more about your life direction. Where do you want to head in this life? What do you want? What do you want to achieve? And what do you need to do for that? How can you improve yourself? You are entering a perspective where you want to spend the rest of your life exploring more, seeing the bigger picture, making more plans, and expanding that. By the way, regarding international matters, overseas affairs, legal issues and topics related to education, I want to say that there might be a development that will change your outlook on life. Actually, life is telling you to think bigger. Think bigger. There are more possibilities. There is more of everything. And there is an influence suggesting that as you think this way, you endlessly affects that can turn this into opportunities. Because at the end of the month, there will be a Sun-Jupiter conjunction. Think of it as one of the brightest times of the month. So do you want to go far away? Do you want to start your education? Do you want to take a step regarding overseas? Do you want to get support on a legal matter? Changing your life vision, expanding, and getting to know different cultures. There is an influence that creates the feeling of my path is changing now. A great inspiration may come in with this. You may say, okay, I am moving forward this way and I think this will be better for me. But just before that, on July 27th, there is an opposition. Let me explain that too. There could be a power struggle. There may be a power struggle between your inner circle and your big goals. You might say, I want to do these things, I want to progress on this path. Your sibling or people in your close circle might make it seem like this is somewhat impossible, or they might offer different options to convince you. You need to believe in your own path, blend the information within yourself, and move forward without turning anything into a power war. And on July 29, a full moon will be taking place in Aquarius. A completion is coming in the areas of close friends, siblings, cousins, education, signatures, documents, and applications. Some news might arrive. There's a matter of a signature. It may become clear. It could be social media, trade, writing, or speaking. You might make yourself a bit more visible. Everything you say is very important. Your words now have a price. That is why you need to be careful about what you say. Pay close attention to what you ask from the universe, what you talk about, and what you are calling. The words spoken around July 29th could suddenly enter your life. Whoa. Therefore, staying positive and attracting positive things will be better for you. By the way, Saturn will begin its retrograde on July 26th. In Aries, for you, it is about love, children, pregnancy, creative works. It will be in the area of expressing yourself, showing yourself, and revealing what comes from your heart. Now, there may be a sense of seriousness regarding relationships here. You may question things again. News might come from your past relationships. Your past relationships might check up on you. They might say, shall we? Or if you are having a problem with the relationship, Saturn might want to show you the actual source of these problems. It wants you to take responsibility. It wants you to take the initiative. And for example, if you want a relationship but it just isn't working out the way you want, it might lead you to the root of that problem more. At the same time, Neptune will also start to retrograde in a few days, and this will help you clarify things about your own life for a long time. So, this month for you is a month that teaches that a truly trustworthy relationship must first not restrict your freedom. If it makes you feel free, that is how it can provide trust. How can I explain this? I couldn't quite put the sentence together. I mean, if you want to feel safe, you cannot maintain this with relationships that restrict you or psychologically pressure you as a default. You can only truly feel safe when you are with people who do not restrict your freedom and who always support you. I can say that July is a month where you will reevaluate your material, spiritual, and emotional bonds. Who do you share what with? Which relationship is good for you and which relationship should you leave behind? You are seeing them one by one. I wish you all a wonderful month. Thank you very much for listening to me. See you in the next video. Goodbye.